Oh shit! There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
No picture.
Oh, it should be picture.
Nope, there we go. We good.
Turn it this.
Sideways.
What do you mean?
Camera's like sideways.
Yeah, turn it.
I'm sorry, people. We just knew it is. We try and get it right. Forgive us.
Alright.
Technical difficulties.
We had technical difficulties.
So,
You guys look at you, Andrew. You guys look at you.
yeah.
Turn it sideways.
Nah, it's looking at you, man.
Yeah, but you gotta turn it. It's long way.
So, perfect.
Keep going. Oh, the box is long ways.
Nah, it's looking at you, man. Perfect.
No, it's you, brother. It's looking at you.
Yeah, right now, but it's.
Oh. Perfect. I'm sorry, everybody. Well, let's get back into it. Let's get back on to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't mind.
Don't mind it, everybody. We just
Oh
getting
my
ready.
goodness.
But anyway, what we here to talk about, guys?
You got the intro.
Good.
Yeah,
Welcome, Swagga people. We're glad y'all stepping to help us out. We're gonna talk about the 2A and kids getting shot and gun laws.
I'm gonna turn it down. The volume.
I think it's the volume on this guy's.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
All right.
What do you think? What you guys think about you guys? The kids getting killed at the beginning of school year.
It's tragic, man.
It is.
Yeah, it's definitely. I would say it's sad, but it's more tragic nowadays because this been going on for a long time. There's been laws put into place to stop this. To me, it don't seem like it's working. One thing I've noticed with this recent active shooter at the school down in Georgia, like the previous one, is they're going after the parents now, and
Yeah.
rightfully so. You know, because sometimes these parents are allowing their kids to have access to these assault weapons, and their kids who might be suffering from some type of mental issue are using these weapons that the parents are allowing them to have access to, and causing these, multiple homicides.
Think about the case before. They charged the parents before, so why they can't charge them now?
They did.
Right? Yeah. The kid who the 14, the AR-15 guy at the school.
Mhm.
I forgot where it was at, but anyway, they charge the parents. They should do that. They should make the parents more responsible because they buy the guns. They should have them locked up. They don't know what their kids are going through, and it should be locked up regardless.
And even in this recent case, this kid was under investigation a year ago,
FBI radar, yeah.
and the parents convinced the law enforcement that he doesn't have access to the weapons without being supervised and everything else, and then the father turns around and buys the kid an AR-15 that Christmas.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like,
But it's still, they gotta go a little further than that. I mean, lots of times, not going political, but you gotta look at the states. A lot of states are really lenient with the gun laws, right? So look at the state where he's in. That state where he's in, anybody can, it's like certain states you can walk around with guns all day long. You don't need, some states you don't even need nothing but a license, not a background check.
Yeah, I remember me.
right? Yeah, true.
Me and 6ix9ine was in Florida, man, and we're about to was it Samara Beach or?
Yeah.
Guy was out there with his pieces, chilling.
Open carry states.
Yeah.
And like Ninja said, like some states don't even require you to have training, formal training. Some states don't don't require you to have a license. Typically, like some of these states, I think your driver's license is good enough.
Delaware that's a Commonwealth state. Because of the Commonwealth, they can make the laws as they go about it. So that's the crazy part about it. So what can be done about it as far as your own?
Well, there's just a lot of mental health things going on since
COVID.
Yeah, they go further back than that though.
Yeah.
These shootings been happening since Columbine.
I was gonna say
Since
that.
way back then, right? What one was that, like 01? Somewhere? No, I think it was in the 90s.
It was in the 90s, yeah.
So
Columbine, and the crazy part is Columbine, they ain't had no technology. The kids was out playing, so they wasn't secluded in homes.
right.
Now you got kids secluded in homes on tablets and stuff like that, which make it more dangerous.
I guess the big issue, I guess, is that when things like this happen, these cats become rock stars for a week.
You're right. You do. You become rock stars. And sometimes it just drives me crazy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Forgive me. I apologize. It's some things drive me crazy. And when things happen, they make things go crazy. So you gotta forgive me.
Absolutely. And
Some crazy moments.
even back then when Columbine happened, the internet wasn't that big of a deal. So you can't say, well, it's the internet and kids are, getting influenced by all of that stuff. I'm sure the internet now is probably increasing some of these people with mental illness to act out, but this stuff started long ago. And every time, typically a politician will say, well, we need to enact a new law, we need to enact this law and everything and stuff, but it doesn't stop that individual. The biggest thing when it comes to active shooter is trying to find who is a potential threat of doing this. And just like this kid down in Georgia, he was identified a year ago. They talked to him and everything. Like,
Yeah, man.
and you would think that with that intervention, the parents would have made sure that the child either got some help and also made sure that that child didn't have access to a firearm. And they didn't. So, yeah, rightfully so. I don't know if both, but definitely the father has been charged, with offenses.
Well, I understand why you charge the father and the mother's right there also. I think they both should be charged.
Well, it comes down to an investigation,
Yeah.
right? You got to see who was most culpable about it. So, like, the dad is the one that bought the weapon.
Maybe she didn't agree.
Right. And the dad is the one that assured law enforcement, that his son did not have access to a weapon because they knew he had weapons in the house, but made sure he had, anytime he was going to have the weapons, he was under some type of supervision. So maybe the mother really was hands off with that.
Okay. Your hand is raised. What can we do for that?
What I need to know is, what can we do about it? Because like you said, it's an ongoing thing, right? And people don't take it serious. That person, I think, lots of times we don't take things seriously that happen to you specifically, because just like anything else, something tragic happened, a week, sometimes 2 weeks later, forget all about it.
Well, this is a deeper issue. I mean, a lot of these cases, they do know something's going on, but they kind of don't act on it.
But that's the thing, and that's what I was getting to a few minutes ago, is that it's tough. You have to try to identify the person who's the most, that has that potential of being a shooter, right? Because, listen, we all have bad days, and we all may say something that we really don't mean. So now law enforcement has to, identify that person and say whether or not that person is a threat to be an active shooter. And it's a fine line to say that person was just talking, they're not going to do anything. or yeah, this person's a real threat, and we got to make sure we take guns away from them. Now, also another law that came into place, and they call it different in different states, and I'm not really sure if Georgia has it or not, but it's a red flag law. So to put it, you know,
If I may ask though, what's a red flag law?
yeah. So just to kind of break it down, like in the state of New Jersey, red flag law is it's a law that says that if a family member or someone who feels that a person they know within their family may have access to weapons and may be a threat to others, they can basically have law enforcement come in and confiscate the weapons.
Okay.
Okay, not with no charges or anything, just that person is exhibiting signs that they are a threat to others and they have access to a firearm. They can come in, they can secure the weapons. Not everybody can do that. Like, you know, I can't be like your neighbor and say, hey, listen, this person over there, yeah, and then they come and do it. It has to be somebody close to that person. Right?
Oh, okay.
Right? Or even law enforcement can do it, right? That can say, hey, listen, we identify this person as a threat, he has weapons, we can now get a court order to say that we can confiscate those weapons, right? And, you know, I did a little research and see if I can find it real quick, where in the U.S., like, we have so many guns per person that it's crazy compared to other countries. Like in the U.S., we have like 120 firearms per 100 citizens. So,
Damn.
you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. We have like 466 million like weapons in the U.S. alone. We got guns everywhere.
Yeah, well, we have the 2A. I mean, I guess you say red flag laws. I mean, it's double-edged sword. As they say, 2A person, I think some people think it's unconstitutional that they overrides that you can tell someone something and then they can't come to your house. Well, I guess it's an error. I guess when this is going on every couple weeks now, it seems that there's a kid going somewhere or some ill person going and killing a whole bunch of people.
So,
go ahead.
So, like, you know, these active shooters, like, literally the school year just started.
It just started. First
Just
day,
started.
they're obliterating shit.
And
Like,
already
it's retarded.
we got casualties, right? We got deaths. And unfortunately, this is not going to stop with this one. There's going to be more, right? Because, like I said, it's a fine line trying to identify who will be a threat to another person.
Victor, did you hear when they made the initial arrest that supposedly in the past they said that beginning of the school year this was going to be the first one and 5 others going to get hit as well.
Nah, but I believe it though.
Well, yeah, they noted that there was a threats of fire schools that were going to be taken issue, I guess, and that was one that.
It's sad. From when Columbine happened, that was tragic, right? We're blown away.
It changed a lot.
It changed so much that now this is being normalized. It's crazy.
And to normalize something like this is wrong, right? Because we shouldn't expect, oh well, it's a school year, so there's probably going to be 5 school shootings. That's not normal. That should never be normal. It should be school year, kids are safe, and that is what normal should be. But again, it's hard to walk that line to say, because you know there are millions of Americans, so it's tough for law enforcement to identify who may be a threat. And typically the person that's closest to the person that's going to be a threat is the ones that know. And you're right. Sometimes they say, well, you know, they just talking, you know. But the person's close to the person that might commit this crime, you know, is not picking up on the fact that this person has the ability and has the hatred to actually carry it out. And if you can catch that person before they actually carry it out, it's a win. But if you miss a step, we got another active shooter, we got another casualty, we got another murders, and that's the fine line I keep talking about. It's tough. And then, like you said, the U.S. is built on the Second Amendment. You know, going all the way back to the colonial days where, you know, we had to fight the British. Everybody wanted to be armed. We had to have our own militia, right? So everybody wanted to bear arms. And that's just the way our country was built. And that's why we have so many guns in this country today.
It's great to know that the switch of this activity started in 2000 and it just keeps happening. But there's, I guess, been a lot of important films that come out that have, I guess, portray a certain thing. And I guess with a bunch of deaths, like it's kind of made a lot of people numb.
You know what? I could just speak for myself, right? I like watching horror movies. I like watching action movies. I like watching movies with a lot of shooting and killing in it and stuff like that, right? Blowing stuff up, you know, wild car chases. That stuff I really enjoy. But I know the difference between, you know, what's fake, and then I know that I'm not going to go out there and do the same thing. I know it's a movie. I know it's entertainment, but not everybody see it like that. And you're right. They might look at it and say, wow, you know what, I can do that. Or I see somebody get shot in the street and I'm like, and they're like, yeah, that normally happens, but that shouldn't be our society.
You don't think sometimes that the society is based on also how we're raised? Because remember when we was kids, this was a different type of environment. I mean, everything is raised by.
Hold up. That's crazy. All right, Doc. Now you speaking. I'm waiting. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you.
Everything is raised on social media. Because back in the days, we didn't have all this, so we were more sensitive to each other. Even when we got to fight, we'll fight, right? And it was done. Next day, you might not talk, but we became friends sooner or later. We ain't got no grudge. So now I think it's becoming more exposed to being shooting people. Like that's the next thing.
To be honest with me, I feel like it's been that way since cap guns came out for kids, where it makes that loud noise, but it's a play gun.
Yeah.
It really can, because it's a middle thing.
Yeah,
It's a middle thing because
you feel powerful.
Well, then you can take that down to racist stuff. We can go different directions with that also, because Cowboys and Indians.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that brings me back to this again, right? To me, it's about mental illness, right? Because if you can't distinguish between playing cat guns, if you can't distinguish between what's going on social media and, you know, the movies and everything else, then you got a problem. You got a problem. If you want to live that life, like, all right, let's you know, I love rap, but let's say I'm watching a rap video and the artist is glorifying shooting his ops, drug dealing, everything else and stuff like that. Mentally, I'm like, yeah, it's a video. It's a music video. And he's an entertainer. I'm not going to try to go out there and live my life like that. But there are people that do. People want to live that life they see on these videos and not realizing that there's consequences behind that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and to me, if a person is taking that to heart and they going out there trying to live that life, they got a mental problem going on.
You think guns should be made as toys, though? I feel like that's kind of crazy.
Well, I see, I'm older than you guys, right? So I go back when I was a kid. Guns been around, like I said, like Shirley said, guns been around before time became time. It was a form of defense. They just changed it to a form of taking advantage of people now.
It's a fashion for some people.
So when people now, it's like, Iron Man, we used to be army men, right? Remember little plastic army man figures, shit like this?
Mm-hmm.
We started working as a kid, we learned that. We learned this a long time ago as a kid to fight. We were made to fight. We were built to fight. They were doing that Greek mythology. They were doing cavemen. They were made to fight and protect. So guess what? Now people don't fight with their hands, they fight with their gun. And now they become just like having the keys in their pocket.
Yeah. They have guns on them like they have the keys in their pocket. Exactly like you said. That was perfect.
Popular toys like Nerf, you know.
Nerf,
the guns used during.
To me, I just don't understand why they glorify guns for kids.
Like, you got Fortnite, Call of Duty. I mean, all these.
Yeah, realistic video games. You know, and again, I go back to mental illness, man. If you you can't distinguish between reality and those games, there's a problem.
There is.
And let's look at this, right? Because I like westerns. I love westerns. In westerns, everybody pretty much got a gun, right?
They do, yeah.
Everybody walking around toting their guns, right? And it was a shootout, like it wasn't nothing. Like even back then, people was desensitized to somebody having a shootout in the bar. They carry him out, and the sheriff comes in and be like, "Hey, you know what happened? Oh, well, he was cheating in the card game. He said something. He drew his gun first, and this guy killed him. Okay, that was it. You know what I mean? And that was back then.
But now we come to Ford. You don't think a child, how can I put this? Do you don't think that a child imagination can mix into reality?
But that's where the parents need to come in at.
But even when the child come in, I mean, even the parents come in, we're gonna say, for instance, we have Pac-Man. Hey, we have the game is so alive. Like then we got what the guys are called
VR.
VR. You got VR. So we got to take back to where we at now. Right now, can you imagine the adrenaline rush you have?
And to me, like the VRs, they desensitize the brain because
Well,
right
that's,
now,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's a rush, the endorphins, right?
Mm-hmm.
It feels good. So you desensitize. To me, you're desensitizing yourself because you see it. I mean, his blood look like real blood. You shoot people. Not, I've seen it look like real people. So, but these are games that we have now compared to games then. So my thing is a little bit of mental, subliminal mental illness, but at the same time, you're so used to seeing it get done.
bro, imagine
normal.
just imagine playing a VR game online, killing people, looking at the blood and thinking like, damn, okay. GTA, for example. GTA is wild.
Mm-hmm.
So GTA, you out here running people over, doing whatever you want to do.
Prostitutes.
Yeah.
So we blame more on us, the market, the market.
I think it's what Big Shorty
Technology.
said when the kids are playing certain games, you gotta be there as a parent to supervise and make sure, okay, yo, you can't play that.
You gotta understand.
But how do you get it though? How do you get it though?
From the parent. That's what I'm saying. The parent has to supervise their child and let them understand that this is real. Like, listen, what you're playing right now, it's a game. In reality, we don't do this. You do this, there's consequences, real life consequences,
Yes.
right? And you really shouldn't be giving your kids something like that until they get of age where they can kind of understand stuff. I'm saying you shouldn't. I know parents don't. I'm saying you shouldn't.
I guess it was hard because like in the case of the games, they got different ratings, but touching on your point earlier about reality, it's like a lot of these things. I guess the kids can't really they can't see what's different in reality because the music, see the games and TV, and they're trying to actually do things in real life. Like all the rappers are saying stuff on there. Like it's all show.
Music and games is the worst thing for a kid at a young age, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's
Depending on what music they brought around.
well, again, we're
Especially with games.
when the kid is young, they're easily persuaded, they're easily manipulated.
They're a blank canvas.
So I mean,
What they get is what they perceive, right? So if you're doing something and they're watching you do it, they're gonna want to do it too.
not only that, but they're like a sponge, right?
Yeah.
That's why they said if you want to teach your child to learn some kind of other languages, the best do it with your kid. Why do you think when a newborn, how do you think people will learn Spanish and English at the same time? Because the parents are speaking this to them every day. Whether it's whether it's Spanish, Italian, whatever the case, they absorb that.
If anybody got no questions that are watching right now, ask some questions. That way we can answer it. If not, we just gonna keep on talking. But we would like to hear your questions as well.
Give me comments.
Yeah, leave a comment. Leave a comment.
Well, it's something big. Like we got like rappers like Chief Keef, Kimban, Possible 6ix9ine. They really glorified the gang thing. And
Everybody, it's been way before them.
And they going crazy out there and
before them. You know, Frank Sinatra was a gangster.
And
Yeah.
Chi-Town, they're going crazy.
Bro, Frank Sinatra was a gangster, but he also sang Christmas music. Like, it's
Rap-
been around for decades.
You got the Rat Pack.
Yeah.
They part of that.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Rat Pack. Buzz Blown in Vegas. You got so many
They help
people.
build Vegas.
You got a lot of people that's been buried out in that dirt. They don't know they've been buried.
Yeah.
They true gangsters because they do a swab
They
at it.
need, they had hit bodies.
I think it's bad though, but like, let's say this thing happened at school, it's not bad, but like, a lot of stuff happens on the weekend in the hood, and there's no news on that, really, so. Like, there's a lot of gun violence in the US, and certain things are put out there for everybody to see.
I think it's around everywhere, but you correct me if I'm wrong, but US is unfortunately just happens a lot from, I mean, maybe you know Big Shorty, but gun violence in the US is crazy.
It is, because the number of guns that we have. Like, if you look at the news, when they have like so let's just say a mass shooting doesn't mean it has to be a shooting, right? It could be a stabbing, it could be using a vehicle, but they just lump it into that same category. But if you go to places like let's just say like France, somewhere like that, where the guns are not as many, what are people getting killed with?
Nice.
They get killed with knives, because that's what they can get their hands on. So in the US, guns are plentiful. I mean, you can go buy a gun out of somebody's trunk. You know what I mean? So that's why the gun violence is so big in the US, because we have so many guns per person. Like, I watched a guy on a video the other day, and he was showing his gun safe. And this guy, literally, I mean, I didn't count him, just looking at what he had in his safe, he probably had close to 100 guns.
You know what they say, right?
One person.
A real gun person who, an activist about a gun, they'll tell you what's enough guns. He said, when you can't count it. And the whole object is, why do you need that many guns?
Because some people like to collect them. Like people collect guns. Like some people collect baseball cards.
Yeah.
They just gotta have it. Oh, they heard about this nice gun that was just manufactured. They gotta go get it. Or they gotta get this AR-15, but they gotta dress it out and style it the way they want it to look. You know what I mean? Custom frame, custom buttstock, custom pistol grip, everything. You know what I mean? So that's just the US, man.
You don't feel sometimes people, it's, you know what you say, some guys who are short man syndrome, guys who are tall, short, or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's they have short man syndrome, so they get angry so fast.
No, not that. What I'm saying is,
Like Tory,
that's what some people
like
can't
Tory
fight.
Lanez.
Like somebody can't
You're
fight.
gonna talk about Tory Lanez.
No,
That's
some
case.
people can't fight, right? And people buy guns, like some people never be cops, right? Or law enforcement. They get into it because they all been, I'm gonna say something else.
Bully?
Yeah, I'm gonna say something else still. I catch myself. So what I'm saying is that's part of it. Everything, like Shorty said, everything is mental. If I'm a bully, I've been bullied all my life. That's my mental, right? So if I gotta go on the street, if I gotta shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you because I'll be desensitized, especially now.
What is going down? Like, there's no aid for that. Or at least kids are not the same as they used to be, I guess. Too.
They're not.
Like, and there's no help. Like, generally, you got a bully, you go handle the bully, and then you be done.
Well,
with it.
there's like a couple things, right? Because when you look at guns, right? You look at guns, what is it truly? What do you think?
Power?
It's power. It is an equalizer.
It is.
So no matter what situation a person may find themselves in, right?
Mhm.
They have a gun on them. I don't care if their opponent is
4'3".
7 foot,
Yeah, 400 pounds.
about 350, nothing but muscles.
Mhm.
When somebody pull a gun out on them
Oh,
and start the shooting,
that's
that playing field is more than level. You see what I'm saying? So if you getting jumped by 6, 7 dudes and you pull a gun out, you know
equalizer.
exactly, because some of them gonna get hit and the rest of them gonna run,
Yep.
right? But again, you got to use the gun responsibly. You know what I mean? You can't. And listen, there's been plenty of people out there that been packing a gun and felt like they was all that and got killed with that gun
Mhm.
on them, right? So that just because you have a gun on you don't mean that you won't survive the incident.
Well, with that case in mind, is that, or they have it on them,
Don't matter if they have it on you or not.
and they're trying to find problems.
That's
Oh, okay, yeah, you got
that's
people like that too.
Yeah,
I wish you would.
right,
Is that
Right.
that's the I wish you would, motherfucker. They normally the ones that get killed.
right. You know what I mean? So you know, it's just a sad. It is really like pathetic on how people use guns in the U.S. And I honestly I wish I had the answer because obviously a lot of these politicians don't. So typically a law-abiding citizen that has a weapon is typically going to do the right thing. Not all the time, but typically. And then when they say, "Well, we need more gun laws," all that is doing is hurting the law-abiding citizen because now you got more hoops to jump through to get yourself a weapon. When a criminal could literally go down the street, meet with some dude in the dark alley, and buy a gun. Like that, just like that.
It's either
Every
a
time.
high point or ghost gun, it don't matter what it
don't
is, but
matter.
they have access to it.
Exactly.
But with the craziest stats is that all the gun-related things are all in a group. So the one at the top of the list is when they use the gun on themselves, and that kind of pads all of the deaths.
Suicide. Well, domestic violence is also an issue, but that's another topic we'll talk on. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hit you with some numbers real quick. So since the beginning of the year, there's been 11,735 incidents regarding a firearm, whether it was a homicide, a murder, or unintentional discharge of a weapon. There's been 389 mass shootings. There's been 23. Mass shootings. There's been 23 mass murders. The number of children up to the age of 11 that has been killed by guns is 173. Injured by guns is 400. Teenagers from the age of basically 12 to 17, 811 of them have been killed, with 2,280 injured by firearms, right? And it goes into murder-suicide, 468 incidents since January 1.
That's great.
Right? And unintentional shootings, like somebody had a gun and they unintentionally shot the next person. Like somebody left their gun unattended, and then the little 8-year-old got a hold of it, and then he shot his baby sister, type stuff. There's been like 947 of those incidents this year.
So, Big Shorty, what do you think is the best possible solution on your stance when it comes to guns?
Man, I wish I had the answer to that, bro, but it is gun safety. If you have young kids in the house, you got to make sure you have either the weapon is unloaded in a lockbox, in a safe, so that no one else can get to it except for the person who owns the gun. Also, gun education. I'm an owner of guns, and when my son was younger, I let him hold my weapon so that it was unloaded, and I made sure it was unloaded.
Absolutely.
But just so that it could get that curiosity out of him.
Yeah, because
so that
he touch.
Right. So I didn't want him to go poking around trying to find it and trying to get into it. Yeah, go ahead, hold it, manipulate it, feel the weight, see it, everything and stuff.
Wait.
Get that out of your system. Get that out your system now, and you'll never touch this gun again.
Yeah.
Not without me being around. And that's how it has been.
Well, I think that's good because a lot of people be buying these guns and they don't know anything about them. They're just buying them, and they treat them like they can't be touched by the kids. So kids don't really know about it, and then they go trying to find it, and that's one of the issues right there itself. So if people are informed how to handle them, then that would definitely, hopefully, make issues less.
Yeah, I mean that was one way that was told to me, and I kind of liked that idea, so I went home and I did it. You know what I mean? But it's going to be up to every gun owner to figure out what they feel is best to do within their own home. Me, I just, like I said, I felt like that information, that suggestion was, wow, you know what? Yeah, take away that curiosity, you know, from the door, and then advise them, let them know it's gonna be locked up, and you can't touch this no more. Don't come in and touch it, you know. So
Okay, okay. Well,
Do you have any, like AIDS about this issue? Like any AIDS for the issue of gun violence?
AIDS, you know, I still bring it back to, like Shorty said, it's a little bit of, like, and you said the same thing, COVID. I hate to say it, but younger parents, people having kids younger now. People try to be more friends with their kids, they're more disciplined with them. As far as the guns, like Shorty said, if you have guns in your house, you gotta introduce it to your kids and show them that it's not a toy, it's not a game. Understand what it is. And right now, I don't think people is going with that. And like you know, Bruce Lee said, I'm sorry,
Ace.
Ace said, it's the stuff I'm trying to feel everybody. I'm not.
Yeah,
Oh,
calling me Bruce Lee.
I'm sorry. Ace, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You
I'm
know
so
what?
sorry.
I listen.
I'm,
That's a compliment.
yes,
but,
it is. 'Cause Bruce
Like
was nice.
water.
Like water. Like Bruce said, get like water.
Yeah, you
But
got to
real
know water.
dope, real dope on, like
Yeah.
Ace said, it's a little bit of everything. It's the parents, it's the kids. There's no right or wrong thing about it, but you have to introduce it. Let them know it's not a game. With the VRs, like Ace, the VRs, and all the techno stuff, it's rough. It's just really rough. So what is the right way? You give your gun out, that child can only show you what they want you to show.
Good, Big Shorty. You want to say something?
No, I'm good.
I want to know. I think it's a bunch of stuff. COVID, these kids lost a lot of contact with each other, had no outlets, you know, music, media.
I don't buy that no more, man. I think after COVID in 2020, 2021,
Bro, they use that as an excuse now.
yeah, I
It's true,
think
though.
at this point,
When you're kids, you need interaction. Like we're all,
sure.
like we're all humans. So
Sure.
humans need
COVID made me interact with my
need
kids even more.
interactions. Yeah, but a lot of kids were just
I
themselves.
just think I think we're a couple years out of COVID as far as it being that shutdown type of situation that I can't say it's COVID at this point.
No, it's
You know
the
what I'm
parents.
saying? Yeah, it's the upgrade.
It's more or less also, I think, it's communication.
Yes.
We don't
Yeah.
talk, well, I don't think people talk to their kids like they used to. Now it's like, I go out, me and my wife go out to dinner. I'm big on, and Big Sugar can tell you, I'm big on, like, we all go out, I'm like, yo, why y'all got your phone out? Let's talk.
I'm big on that
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I'm so big on that, so I think you can look around,
Hate it.
everybody just like, sit down, hey, okay.
Yeah, record the food. Like,
Yeah,
who
the
trying?
food- the
I
food.
Yeah.
don't do that, but I am guilty of being on the phone sometimes. But I don't know, and it's funny when I don't want to get all into it, but
Because they be on their phone, sharing their food. They
I don't do
sharing-
that. I don't do all that.
They're sharing the
social
place
media
they're at, having the food.
stuff. Yeah, I don't do all that.
Go in the bathroom was like
I'm a big news guy. When I'm
Yeah.
sitting down and I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking at news because I get different news feeds, and that's kind of like my addiction. Like I gotta know what's going on. So I'll wind up sitting down and I'm just looking at news, not online, not on no Twitter, none of all that other stuff. I don't do that stuff.
Whoever joined, ask a question. Ask a question.
I think it's the thing of the phones because like these parents are giving their kids iPad and stuff, and when they take it away, the kids are going off. So there's some kind of thing going on where there's a connection between technology and what's it called?
Ain't no connection, bro. It's just listen. My mom will whoop my ass if I had my elbows on the table, bro. Fuck all that.
Yeah, but the kids get
You have your
Showing
phone on the table
technology.
nowadays is crazy, especially when you out to dinner.
It's part of life, man. They fucking
yeah,
got
you know, like folks get caught up on IG whatever, going through each post for a long time, man. Lost in information. So
You got any questions?
Anybody willing to ask any questions? If not,
Now we'll take a break.
Anybody got any questions? Stop playing with me fucking ass. We
It's
try-
okay if you want to just
Yeah,
listen.
we trying to build people. I mean, this is really hard. I didn't think it was this hard. Everybody know I'm a talker. But this is really kind of hard trying to come up with a good topic to talk about things.
Yeah, we'll take a break.
We're gonna take a break and we'll come back about, you know what I mean?
Quick intermission.
Quick intermission, man.
JLC 69, get up there and do what he do. Damn, man. So how about the Bears?
But you know what? But